What's happening? It's great once again for you to stop by, hang out with me. I truly have been enjoying the opportunity to share a lot of things with you. It's funny, you get started, you start doing this, people start hitting you up. So I've gotten a few emails, I've gotten a few calls. I like it. All right. So I'm going to keep giving it out to you since you keep sending the messages to me. By the way, my name is Antonio Johnson. If you want to reach me, it's Antonio Johnson at yahoo.com. All right. So I want to start this one off because I got a question about growth and what do I believe is the most challenging problem for people growing and getting successful quickly, particularly in whatever business it is that you do, sales, marketing, whatever. All right. It reminds me when I was a little boy and riding in the backseat of the car with my grandfather and my grandmother. They used to like to take road trips, and oftentimes they'd end up in a city that they'd never been to before. And my grandmother would sit there in the car, like looking at him and fussing because, once we got into town, it just seemed like it took us so long to find where we were going. Now, these were the days long before we had an opportunity to have a GPS and that kind of thing. And my grandfather would just be driving. My grandmother would finally look over to him and say, "Hey, why don't you pull over, go to a gas station and ask them for some directions?" And he'd say to her, "I got this. I got this. Don't worry. I'm not lost." That would be the key. I'm not lost. I would be sitting in the back and in my own mind, I'm not sure if we're lost or not, but it sure is taking us a long time to get there. So finally, after going in circles over and over again, and my grandmother just going, "Look, you're going to pull over and we're going to ask for help." And he'd finally, I guess, admit to it because basically he still hasn't found the location. And they'd go into a gas station, get some advice, and then the gas station, "Oh, it's right over there. Just go right over there." And within about 4 to 5 minutes, we'd be at our location, which is so weird. But hey, my grandmother would just look at him and say, "We should have done this a long time ago. We'd already be where we need to be. I would have taken a shower and we've lost half of our time." And a lot of times that is what happens to us. So I want to talk about this, and maybe you're one of these people. Now, I've come up with a concept, okay? And I've divided people into three animals, okay? There's the chicken, then there's the dove, and then there's the eagle. So I'm going to ask you a question. Which one do you think you are? All right. Now, who is the chicken? The chicken is the person kind of like my grandfather. They drive, or they do a lot of things and they solve problems on their own. And many times they do have success. They get it done. But whenever something happens and they need help, they never pick up the phone. They never pick up a book. They never read directions. They just go, "That's not for me." And then they leave it alone and they go do something brand new. That's a chicken. That's the reason why they never get a chance to fly. Okay. So they do their thing, and whatever they can do on their own, they'll do it. The moment they have to ask for help, that's the moment they say, "It's not for me. It's not my calling." They're just too stubborn to make a call. They just won't do it. Chicken. Next person is a dove. Now, the difference between the chicken and the dove is dove can fly, but it can't go as high as a chicken. It can't go very high, but anyway, they can go. So this person, this is where most of us fit. We love the fact that we know stuff and we're excited about what we know, and we always want to be the smartest one in the room. We want people to know that we're not dumb. I can solve problems. So whenever something happens that we run into and we have issues, guess what we do? We continue to fight after process after process after process. We fail over and over and over again, and we figure it out, and we finally do it, and we fix it. No big deal, right? But here's the thing that makes them different than the chicken. What they also do is they solve it, and they go, "Look, I did it. Look at me, right?" They didn't quit, very resilient. Then they finally get to a point where everything they tried didn't work. Then they pick up the phone. Okay. Then they ask for help. They only ask for help when they just cannot solve the problem. That's the dove, and that's where most people fall. The problem with that is it still takes you too long. All right. But at least the dove will make a call. Still takes a long time, though. The next one is the eagle. What I like about the eagle, they fly really, really high. The eagle, before they even get started, they pick up the phone or ask to meet with someone, say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about having this conversation. I'm thinking about this business idea. I'm thinking about this. They're going to just call somebody right up front because they don't see asking for help as a weakness. They see it as opening up options and giving them an opportunity to have a more amazing idea. Think about this. The CEO of Starbucks, he was in Italy when he saw this concept of people drinking coffee in the morning with all these unique looks. And he brought it to America and brought it to Seattle and just gave it an American twist. He basically copied, cheated, improved. All right. I'm pretty sure he made a couple calls too. So that's the thing I like about the eagle. The eagle, they're going to ask before they get started. They're going to ask during the time they're doing it. Then they're going to give feedback to the person who actually gave them the help and let them know what happened and how it went. An eagle is super thankful for the help and glad to call back and say thanks, and will call again and again before they do anything. But they love getting options. That's the reason why eagles fly pretty high. So my question to you, which one are you? Are you the chicken? Are you the dove? Or are you the eagle? Just keep in mind, eagles never feel like they've made it. They continue to seek more and more information. They always want to improve. All right. So that is what I believe, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, is what helps people grow faster and have much more success. They become eagles. All right. Y'all take it easy. Keep those questions coming. I love it. I'll respond. I promise you. You send it to me, I'll respond. Thanks.